They say as black people, as melanated people, we have to work twice as hard to get just as far. But when you have a child, you have to work 4 times as hard to get just as far as the upper middle class. Yo, peace and high vibes. Is good with y'all. It's your man DM9 back with another production. Y'all see by the title what we finna get into. Turn on my post notice to keep up with me. And yeah, man, we talking about the biggest perpetuator of poverty in lower income communities, gang. And what brought me to this conclusion and has really put this into perspective is I do Uber and I be riding around the streets of DC and I see just how down bad that shit is. And like, nigga, that's no way to live. And I'm extremely grateful to my parents for getting me in the life that I have, bro. The life that I grew up in, I didn't even realize how ideal it was until I was grown. And if you grew up in the suburbs and you over the age of 20 something now and you an adult and you can look at real life for what it is, please go say thank you to your parents. Because if they came from these project buildings and these lower income areas in the hood and they built up a life to live in the suburbs and give you a better life than what they experienced, you really need to show gratitude for that shit. All right, go do a tour in the hood like right now, like later today, just to see how down bad motherfuckers is living. You'll see that like, damn, nigga, this is like a completely different world over here that the only reason I don't experience this is because of the decisions that my parents made and the decisions that I have kept on making to avoid this type of lifestyle. So what brought me to this conclusion is seeing a woman that looked like she's my age dragging a 5-year-old kid, like not like exaggeratively, but holding his wrist and walking with him through the hood and had like another baby with her too. Clearly she was a mother of two. Like I could tell those are her children, right? And I saw that and I was like, bro, she's never, like her chances of rising above this situation and this income class are so fucking low. Extremely low because of the kids that she has, the mouths that she has to feed. She has to be a good mother to her children. And they say, I heard somebody say this earlier actually. They was like, it's hard to save for a rainy day when it's raining every goddamn day of your life. You can't even save for nothing. And not only can you not save, but once you bring children into the picture, you can't retain no water. You ain't got no bucket outside to collect the rainwater, my nigga. You can't do shit for yourself. It is damn near, I ain't gonna say impossible because clearly people have done it before. There's been people to get there, to get out of the hood and give their families and multiple children a much better situation than what they once had. But the chances are so slim. And it's all reliant on the decisions that you make. So what is the biggest perpetuator? It is having children out of wedlock and having children at a young age and with somebody that you know. It was having children out of lust. There we go. I was about to go on a whole little tangent, but having children out of lust, that is the biggest perpetuator because, and this is how some people might bring in other things like, well, what if it's just a lack of action or the vices or what the government is doing? I'll argue that they all work hand in hand, stemming from having that child out of lust because you are in the projects, you're on Section 8 housing. The government is paying for you and helping you and basically aiding your bad decision to have a child out of lust by making life a little easier for you, but not easy enough for you to excel. Just make sure that you and your child stay alive, essentially. And when you have this child out of lust with somebody that isn't the right parent, isn't the right partner to you, it's not a child out of love, now that child has to experience the life of poverty, lower income, and all they experience is that. They don't even know about the other possibilities of that exist in this world to build wealth and create something for yourself because all they see is the struggles of the people around them. And when you have this child out of lust, as the parent, I talked about the child, but as the parent, you have to work day in, day out to make sure that that child is fed and well kept and taken care of, and that child is healthy. You have to make sure that all of your resources go to them. Your money, your time, all has to go to them. And you barely have time to treat yourself because you do have to make sure that you're good. You do have to make sure that you're not just in a shitty energy all the time and you've completely just abandoned your own needs as a person. And when you have a child, that damn near becomes impossible. And you can still do it though. That's the thing. You can still do it. It's just, it comes at the price of the well-being of your child in a sense. Quality time with your child or whatever it might be. So when you're this parent, your time and your money, it's all going to the child. Do you have time to research how to really build wealth, to really learn financial literacy for real? How to really learn about how money works, to discover new passions and other things you might be interested in? You don't really have the time to do so, let alone the money to invest to actually see results from what it is that you're doing. And I doubt you have the discipline as well. So when you're a parent and you have this child out of lust, it now becomes, everything becomes about that child. And I don't mean to make it sound like having children is the worst thing in the world, but when you're impoverished, it damn near is. It just about is, because now your child has to struggle through poverty as well. So you don't have time to learn new things, to give this child a better life, to give yourself a better life, to really even care about generational wealth, because generational wealth is something that you have to think about for generations from now, years from now, decades from now. You're focused on the next day. I mean, goddamn, how the hell am I supposed to eat later? Let alone the fact that your priorities are fucked up because you're so goddamn depressed. You thinking about how you gotta smoke, how you gotta drink later. So when you have this child, they say as black people, as melanated people, we have to work twice as hard to get just as far. But when you have a child, you have to work 4 times as hard to get just as far as the upper middle class. But if you want to become wealthy, if you really want to become wealthy, if you want to become the pinnacle, the top part of the pyramid, it takes so much out of you. And once again, it can be done. People have done it. People are doing it now. But it starts with your dedication to learning new things and broadening your perspective on the world, because your perspective and your understanding of the world is what it is now is what's going to keep you in this reality, because it's all that you know and you're not open to experiencing new things, but yet you say that you want a new life. How can you say that you want something new, but you're not actually opening up your mind to even create the possibility of experiencing something new in life? And that's why I say having children out of lust is the biggest perpetuator of poverty. Because even if you don't have children and you just have to focus on maintaining your responsibilities, you can still wiggle and maneuver and learn and have some free time here and there to eventually build something for yourself. No matter how much you're struggling, you'll have that time and you'll have those resources to do so. But when you have a child, all of that has been completely diminished. And you have to prioritize. Genuinely, it has to become what's on the forefront of your mind all day, every day. And I'm saying this like I have a child and I've amassed a great amount of wealth for myself. I'm neither right now. I'm just an aware nigga who understands. All right. Once you have that child, it damn near diminishes all your resources and you're left drained, stressed out. You want to escape reality and think about something else. Your problems aren't going away. Reality isn't going away. The day only continues. The sun is going to rise again. 10 years from now, 2035 is going to come. Your child is going to be 10 years older. You'll be 10 years older. And what will you have to show for it? What you will have to show for it is the decisions that you've made in the last 10 years and the resources that you've had drained due to you having to provide to your child. That's all you will have to show for the last 10 years. So that's all my time. All right, I wanted to come here and share a thought that I had over the weekend. I'm extremely grateful to my parents for the decisions that they made to give me and my sister the life that we experienced. And to anybody who grew up well, please just send your parents that thank you text, Mo. So like this jump to get me in the algo. Comment what you think. If you agree, if you disagree, share this with somebody that you think might need to hear it. No offense to any of the parents out there. If you know that you want generational wealth for yourself and you really want an extremely better life for your child and your children, then I believe in you and my faith is behind you 100%. Please make it happen for yourself. You got to work 4 times as hard in this shit, and you got to accept the decisions that you made. Subscribe if you fuck with me. Ironically enough, be sexually responsible and watch the weed that you smoking. Shit be laced out here. We out.